Alright, so here we go. This is going to be an Atal'Dazar plus 10. We did a seed. No, we didn't. Well, we did a seed to browse plus 8. We didn't do chest days, so instead we're doing this apparently.
Then the troll empire will rise again.
This is gonna hurt. Bursting is very painful, especially when these mobs are hitting so hard on their own. You can see we're doing 20k healing per second already. We're gonna be drinking a whole lot this dungeon.
5, 4, 3, 2,
So we're going
1.
to Razan first because we want to get the lust going. Drop our move portal back there.
Terrifying
Mob
visage.
coming at me. Nice, the shaman used his tremor totem, which is why they got instantly dispelled. Well, I tried. I was a little too slow on the life cocoon. But to be fair, he also shouldn't have got eaten, so...
Terrifying visage.
I believe shamans can only get every other one with the tremor totem, but it's best practice to always just line of sight anyway, unless you're absolutely certain he's got one down. Please don't get eaten, buddy. You're way out of my range. And this is a really good reason why we're using Tiger's Lust here. My talent setup, if you guys care. It's pretty much standard.
Terrifying visage.
The main thing with this key is that I don't really expect to get trucked by anything melee, or physical, so I'm playing Diffuse Magic. We're gonna get way the fuck out of here. Like, so far away. I would not like to be eaten today. Too beautiful. Look at me doing mechanics. That's a first. This boss is super easy if you do it right, and if you do it wrong, it really, really hurts.
Terrifying visage.
And that's why we dropped our portal there. Remember, after you use it, to drop it back where you want it, because it does switch out the location of your use and where you put it. So there we go. Easy game.
Razan was a powerful Loa. Perhaps you will make a worthy sacrifice for Zul.
We're in a little bit of a rush to get this started, so I'm hoping that the sound levels are alright this time. But I did not have a chance to find out. This guy's got infested. Basically, when he dies, he's gonna spawn 2 ads that are gonna make me want to die, but that's life. Kill these nice and fast. Otherwise, it will run to other mobs and infest them as well. Nothing but making our life hard. Whoa, where'd he come from?
Bulwark of Juju. Bulwark of Juju.
Alright, that's right, that doesn't do anything. It seems Ring of Peace, as strong as it is, doesn't work on some things. So even though they gave us the extra CC, we can't necessarily use it. If you know what I mean. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I was hoping to drink after that cast, but
Bulwark of Juju.
paralyze that guy. Get quick. Get some hots rolling. That next pack is gonna hurt. You always want to be using your Thunder Focus Tea a little bit before you actually need to do healing on Renewing Mists. That way, once you do end up killing stuff, or once you do end up in the hard stuff, you have your 4 or 5 up, and you can actually do the healing that you need to do. This guy up ahead before next pack. Drinking. Luckily our tank is actually watching our mana, which I can really appreciate, especially on bursting weeks. This pack is going to hurt and the next pack is also going to hurt, so...
Bulwark of Juju.
Basically we're using our
Bulwark of Juju.
Thunder Focus Tea with Renewing Mist on cooldown, but especially at the beginning of the pull. This guy messed up a little bit, but it's all good.
Bulwark of Juju. Bulwark of Juju.
Turns out this pack didn't hurt anywhere near as much as I expected it to. If you handle these mobs well, a lot of the time, it's fine. But the moment that person drops, we start drinking. He's going to pull the 2 stealthies here first, because we really don't want them while we're fighting that other shit. Infested.
I'm out of range.
Very much hoping that they play this properly, because I don't have as much mana as I'd like to have. Again, Thunder Focus Tea and Renewing Mist early. We can't dispel curses, so he just has to run out. It's looking so far like we're handling this well. Oh, that's unfortunate. I am low on mana, so I am going to use a mana potion. Don't know if I need to, but I'd rather use it now. We use that Vivify Mana Tea since we are low on mana. Once this drops, we start drinking.
Toxic leaf. Toxic
Very happy
leaf.
to see a nice quick dispel there.
Toxic
Unfortunately, people are not doing very even DPS, but as long as they're careful,
Toxic
that's
leaf.
not a problem. It looks like they are being careful.
Toxic leaf. Toxic leaf. Rapid decay.
You die with me!
Oh, I'm lagging.
Toxic pool. 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 Toxic
Probably
pool.
good not to stand
Toxic
in
pool.
things. I'm not doing the best job at it, but
Toxic pool.
honestly,
Toxic
Bigwig's
pool.
voice is
Toxic
half of
pool.
why I'm good at Keystones now.
Toxic pool. Toxic pool. Toxic pool. Toxic pool. Toxic pool. Toxic pool. Toxic pool.
Boltal, in pieces again. No matter. I can rebuild him. But when you die, there will be no coming
Bulwark
back.
of Juju. Bulwark of Juju.
Lots and lots of damage coming out. Get a stun here. We can actually open this during combat, so why not, right?
Bulwark of Juju.
This is gonna hurt a little bit. Venom Blast hits fairly hard. But basically this entire next part here is big heavy healing every single step of the way. So first I'm going to use my haste
Terrifying
trinket,
screech.
because quite frankly, we need it. If you look at the meters down here, you can see we're doing 20,000 HPS before bursting comes out.
Still recharging.
25,000 healing per second on just a normal trash pack.
Terrifying screech.
You use Chi-Ji on this set.
Terrifying screech.
Oh no. Again, 24,000 healing per second, so as silly as these little ads seem, they hurt. They're a huge part of your healing in this dungeon, at least on bursting week. This next pack we're probably going to end up using Revival.
Terrifying Screech.
Bursting is starting. That's going to stack up. Actually, we're not even going to need to use anything this time. They killed it more evenly, so... Again, still 26,000 healing per second, but we don't actually need a healing cooldown. This week we are drinking every chance we get.
Terrifying Screech.
I'm going to stun this. Put out a few of these. And we're going to be using Revival here. And our haste trinket, which will bring us into the next pack as well.
Terrifying Screech.
Drinking here. This is painful, but at first the CC will stop the pain, so we'll use this opportunity to drink even though they're in combat. Just because the rest of your group is doing stuff doesn't mean you can't drink. And that is probably one of the most important things as a healer in Mythic+, especially if you're pushing for 2 and 3 chests. You have to be there, ready to fill up your mana whenever you have a chance. Sometimes, if I really need the mana, I'll even let the tank fall low enough that I have to use Life Cocoon. Life Cocoon is great if you're using it as a resource. It's also great if you're using it as an emergency button, so... Just gotta be aware of what you need when, and it'll treat you pretty well. Personally, I don't think it's worth pulling these mobs by themselves.
Transfusion.
But it's not my key, and the tank can do what he wants, so... The infested makes it potentially worthwhile. And we have one infested mob in there, which we're definitely going to want to CC out. Got a nice big pack here coming up. We're waiting on Thunder Focus Team. We'll immediately be putting out the Renewing Mists. So we do that now. This big pack starts up. And that is unfortunate.
Transfusion.
Oh, and his, okay, he got his print back. Oh ho ho. Alright, so we're hitting Chi-Ji here. We don't need it on the boss unless people are doing really poorly. And we really need it right here. So we're also going to use Revival. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite fast enough to save our Shaman, but can't save them all. I'm going to dispel the next wildfire. Wildfire gets cast so much sometimes if there's only half duration left, might as well just wait for the next one to come out to dispel it. To be honest, I'm gonna use fortifying elixir or whatever it's called on that, and it will dispel it. Yeah. Oh, I got him. Alright. Really low on mana. We're actually just gonna pop a mana potion here just to top people up a little faster. Unfortunately, I am the only
Not enough
person
mana.
who can res, and he's
My mana is low.
not picking that
More
back
mana.
up. Alright, so we're going to be using Vivify here with our Thunder Focus Tea, and we're basically just trying to avoid taking damage because we don't have the mana to do anything else. Health Stones are really nice in situations like this. Aside from that, you do what you can.
Servants of Yasma are not welcome
So
here.
just from experience, I know I don't actually need 100% of my mana for this fight. I might need most of it, but
Atal'Dazar's power flows through me.
if you, like me, haven't yet figured out what that ad does, he actually goes to the pools and cleans them up so that you don't have enough
Transfusion.
when
Tainted
transfusion
blood.
happens.
Tainted blood.
And this doesn't hurt all that much, you know, it's a tyrannical +10, it's still doing 30% of people's max health, so honestly, it's not a big deal. You don't need any cooldowns for this boss unless things go really badly. At worst, I would say you might need to
Transfusion. Tainted blood.
Atal'Dazar's power flows through me.
Transfusion is coming up fairly soon, so we're gonna go try and take the farthest pool.
This gold is
Transfusion.
under my
Corrupted
power.
gold.
That's basically the end of the fight. We're not even gonna bother with this ad.
Atal'Dazar's power flows through me.
My thanks
Just
for
pulling
killing
this
the
stuff just to fill up
priestess.
our enemy
You
forces
have
right before
only
going on to the
succeeded
last
in
boss.
strengthening my hold on the temple.
Wildfire does a lot of damage.
It's not ready yet.
What? That's kind of rude. I was pretty sure I was safe. Plus side, we already killed these mobs, so
Impressive. You made it farther
Terrifying
than I
screech.
thought, but I will still be drinking your blood.
It's too fast.
This is a long, rough boss, so definitely
Dazar
want
will
all of our
awaken
mana
soon,
here.
but you will not live to see it. Let your soul be shattered.
Echoes of Shidra. Shadowy remains of Shidra.
Ooh.
Let your soul be shattered.
You really want to avoid getting hit by those spiders because they hurt.
You have made a fine
Shit.
sacrifice.
See, that was
Echoes of
certainly
Shidra.
my fault.
Let your soul be shattered.
Oh.
You have
Oh,
made a
fuck.
fine sacrifice.
Shadowy remains. Echoes of Shidra.
That is
Your
not good.
blood is mine.
That is very unfortunate.
I will put your blood to good use. Now that you no longer need it.
Unfortunately, that means we don't chest the key. And it means it's going to be a lot harder. If anyone's wondering, I'm actually using Haste Food, the Swamp Fish, and Chips.
Dazar will awaken
Haste
soon,
Mastery is their
but
stats
you
for
will not
Mythic+
live
for
to
the
see
most
it.
part. Personally, I like the Haste. Does a little more damage when you need to do damage,
Tear your
so
soul apart.
Echoes of Shidra.
I get more spiders here, and then time to stack.
Echoes of Shidra.
This
Let your
be
soul be shattered.
transformed.
Shadowy remains.
This boss doesn't seem like that much, but
Echoes of Shidra.
hurts quite a bit.
Let your soul be shattered.
Hoping the road
Echoes of
can
Shidra.
clear some more soon, but I'm not really expecting him to be able to. I'm not sure what his cooldown is. We are gonna need a mana potion here.
I will tear your soul apart!
Echoes of Shidra.
I will tear your soul apart!
Echoes of Shidra.
Whoa ho ho! No, we're actually gonna use a health stone here because we're so low on mana.
Echoes of Shidra.
Your soul be shattered!
Oh ho ho! This is so tight. And there we go. Hopefully we get some nice loot. No loot for me. See you next time, folks.